We now move further for our next session, which is focused on the future of business application that's redefining collaboration with co-pilots. And I would like to introduce you all to Mr. Gomathi Nayagam, Senior Specialist Power Platform from Microsoft India. Mr. Gomathi has been working together with large enterprises, customers across industries on their digital initiatives to deliver even better customer experience, loyalty-driven revenue growth, enabling sales and service team with single view of customer, AI-driven customer insights to cross-sell and upsell, leveraging technology for business model innovation. He's part of Microsoft Business Applications and have worked with Salesforce.com, SAP, Oracle, and IBM before IBM. With this, can we have a huge round of applause to welcome him?
Hello. Good morning, everyone. We are in an era of starting the third term of the government following, so hope you all enjoyed the exit polls going wrong. And so I was just thinking that we are in the era of AI, so as long as the data is right, the output is right. With that, let me start and talk about, So I'm sure Microsoft Business Applications is not new to you. Would like to deep dive. My name is Gomathi Nayagam. I'm based out of Mumbai, part of the business applications team, working with enterprise clients, especially with banking and financial services, insurance clients in India. So we are, always the right tool in the right hands have transformed, the way we live and the way we experience things, right, and the way we do business. And we are in an era of AI, and we have seen the local goods moving to the global markets, and we have seen the digital signals and digital body languages being picked up and moved across the continents to deliver a better experience. And so now the AI is coming in play across the shift in the technology, right? And we believe the leaders, they are looking at in three key dimensions. It will shape the way they do the business and the way they experience things. That's one across as an individual, every individual, and every team and every industry, right? So this, when we talk about as an every individual, we have seen and personally we have experienced it. Now the question is about how do we take this forward to the business functions across different departments within the organization and across the different industry. And then we see this data coming from Forrester talking about 83% of increase, enterprise decision makers are increasing the AI spend on year. And that is becoming an inevitable for us if you look at it, because the customers, the way they expect, whether it could be of a simple customer service query or being an employee of our organization expecting very productive tools to help them to fast track. No longer they are interested to do the rudimentary job what they were doing it. It could be anyone across the different functions of the organization. Now with this spend is going high, and so we have the burning questions that how do we leverage the AI from our organizations. I'm sure many of you are already exploring this, and some of your competitors are in advanced stage of exploring and deploying this. So the question always is coming up, and that's where we are going to look at it. How should we, where should we start with? And that's where we see this Microsoft Copilot is coming in play, right? I'm sure you all would have seen that as a Copilot, coming up, and we are taking a fast track in enabling the AI. We started with enabling the AI and embedding it right across the office productivity suite of solutions. And then we are now moving it into embedding the AI right inside the business applications, be it Dynamics 365, CRM suite of applications, Dynamics 365, financial operations, and the low-code, no-code, which is Power Apps and Power Automate and Copilot Studio, right? The light across the tools, right? So, and with this, if you see, the first area where we will have seen visibly is experiencing the Word document, where you have an idea, what to generate a compliance document, a policy document, be it anything, you just use the Microsoft Word Copilot, and that helps you to generate the document in the context of what you're looking for, enabling and fast tracking, right? And then we have done it in Outlook, helping you to summarize the email, helping you to summarize the presentation sent by your team, or helping you to get an insight out of the spreadsheet. There, the entire data is there on the spreadsheet sent by different branches across the, across the organization. And I have huge thousands of rows and columns, and then I have pivot tables and dashboards. So can I ask the Copilot to summarize this report, what it's all about? Yes, that's possible. That's where we have done it. Now, we are moving fast tracking and going towards enabling that right inside the business applications. And that's where you see that Dynamics 365 Customer Service CRM, Dynamics 365 Sales CRM, we have done it. And we made it open, not to just work with Microsoft suite of solutions alone, and how do we enable it to leverage data which is lying in the Salesforce automation, or it could be ServiceNow, customer service CRMs, and it could be any data wherever it is, right? So we have opened it up. Now the next shift where we are fast tracking is how do we enable the developer community of the organization. So we have historically we have a huge number of developers inside the organization, and so for the reason that we are not getting most of the applications off the shelf right within the SAP, or it could be the surround SAP applications, surround core banking applications. There are many around the finance and sales and customer service area which demands, and the business is demanding for custom applications. Now, what we are doing is, as the way the organizations, we are always seeing that tech-enabled, community is coming onto the board as an employees. They would like to have a tool is something that on their own, where they don't need to know about coding, but can we enable them to develop a Canvas app or any model-driven app? Answer is yes, that's what we are doing it. Power Apps and Power Automate, that business users can define in a natural language, and they can fast track what they would like to innovate for the business, right? So that's part of it. And then we're seeing that there are more than 100,000 plus organizations within India. We are crossing close to about 100 million users of Copilot, right? And that's across the Dynamics 365 applications and Power Platform. What we are seeing, other trend, we have seen that AI spend is jumping to 83%. At the same time, by 2025, as per the predictions from the IDC, it's going to be 40% of our budgets are going to be allocated for AI-led activities, right? Now, the question is, how do we and where do we invest, right? And where do we start with? AI has got an immense potential to do this entire change and the transformation for the organization. We all have gone through the cloud transitions, right? From on-prem to the cloud, and so on cloud, and then optimizing the cloud services, leveraging the SaaS solutions and the PaaS solutions. Now is all about the same question is coming. We are matured on the cloud side. What should we keep it on cloud and what we cannot keep it on cloud? I'm sure all of you have got enough insights on that area. And many of us have got a different opinion. There are banks which has got the non-core banking systems, everything on cloud. And there are banks that still would love to keep it in their heart that I won't touch and feel my service running properly, right? So, but the AI, when it comes into that, it demands a huge amount of investment if you need to develop it and model it for your organization and customize it, right? So that's where we have to look at it. What are all the easy way to look at a SaaS applications? And that's the where Microsoft have fast-tracked and for innovating for our customers and putting the Copilot right across for your customers and for your employees and for the entire automation side as well, right? So this is, in fact, if you look at it, we have thought through each persona in the organization, and we are trying to empower them with an AI-enabled solution to make and help their job to simplify their rudimentary task, which the AI can be there, and that it can be of a co-pilot, the persona being a pilot and the AI being a co-pilot, enabling them and helping them to fast-track the job that they are doing it in day in, day out, right? And if you see here, what this persona, how we are enabling this persona, it's the Microsoft Copilot, M365 Copilot, you would have heard about it, which comes with the whole office productivity solutions and enabling with a team to use the solutions in a fast-track manner. And now the role-based extensions are happening right inside the Copilot for sales, Copilot for service, and then the Copilot for finance, right? When we say the Copilot for sales, it's the CRM and targeting about the sales persona. Most of the time, if you see that, the sales engine and the field sales guys spend most of the time in either emailing or collecting the data from the market and then collating it in the spreadsheet, sending it to someone. There are so much admin tasks they end up spending it. So if a Copilot can be helpful and automating most of their rudimentary tasks and search for information, typically when they're on the field, they're looking for some information, they have to call a couple of people, go through a couple of websites internally, and look out for that information. So how about bringing these insights right inside the CRM, what they are using? It could be Dynamics 365 Sales CRM, it could be Salesforce CRM, it could be ServiceNow, and it could be any of the other CRM, right? So we made it agnostic. We made it agnostic by way of innovating with the data connectors for most of the self applications, so that the Copilot for sales can bring data from wherever it is and make it available for the sales function. And so with the customer service agent, so we'll deep dive on this a little bit. Now, these are all solutions we have enabled right inside the business application. So how about a custom AI Copilot that can I build it? Yes, answer is yes. Today, it's not that all what you're looking for will get out of Microsoft Copilots for sales and service and finance, right? So there may be something which is very custom and this is very, needs to be customized for your organization. That's where the Microsoft Copilot Studio is coming in play. That helps. The Copilot Studio is an intelligent, contextual chatbot engine that you can develop using a low-code, no-code. There is no need of writing a code for this. And I recommend you all to, we have a partner, CompuSoft, right behind you in the booth and the stall, and where you can have an experience of developing a couple of minutes, give your URL of your website, and see how the Copilot Studio as a chatbot engine is crawling information across your website and your competitor's website as well, and get the information right to you, right? So this is just done in about a few minutes, and that's the AI power we are talking about through Copilot Studio. And it can crawl information across any sources of data within your organization, be it on ERP, be it on customer service CRM, be it on the sales CRM, be it on any persona of the organization as an employee as well as a customer. Now, the automation tool that we have built as part of the Copilot Studio helps if you deploy this low-code, no-code based Copilot Studio as a customer service engine across any of your digital channel. We would like to see how we can reduce the call volume to your customer service agents and empower and enable your customers to solve and self-service the way we do this, with most of the Uber services or any of the car services, that we just go trigger that and it gets resolved, right? So the Power Automate, which is built right inside the Copilot Studio, can take the customer query and it can respond back in the context of what they're asking in a very human interaction way. And if there is any customer service query to be logged in, for example, I'm just opening up a bank chatbot and would like to waive off my financial charges because I just got delayed by 1 day and they have levied financial charges. Can I do it right inside using the Copilot Studio chatbot? Answer is yes. It can take the request, it can create a service ticket at the back end, and it can trigger the workflow without even the customer need to talk to an agent. So the call time is reduced, the customer experience is far better than what it used to be, right? So that's Copilot Studio that we are talking about. And this all, as I was talking to you, connects with, it could be SAP, the data could be right inside the Microsoft Dynamics 365, CRM and finance and operations tool, could be Salesforce, it could be ServiceNow. The business data is across. And with the connectors, we have talking about today about 1,400 plus connectors that we are talking about that helps you to bring the data from wherever they are, right? And with these Copilot solutions across the business applications and Microsoft Office productivity solution, we are talking about 90 minutes of time savings per week. This is very huge. And it's, in fact, we are very optimistic, but literally we are seeing that it's 2x and 3x of this time. If we could rightly enable for the persona and make it, customize it very specific to your organization and the persona of the organization, right? And overall customer satisfaction with the Copilot Studio and the way the customer service agents can be contextual to the customer, be it look out for the right information. The Copilot, when the customer service agent is talking to the customer, the Copilot is, customer service Copilot is on, listening to the conversation, looking at the service ticket, automatically looks at the information what the agent is needed at this point in time when the customer conversation is happening. It is not making the customer service agent to go and type and use the Copilot and ask for it, right? It's truly working as a Copilot and gives the information right in front of the agent and makes the turnaround time to resolve the customer query is faster. And the agent is happy in terms of productivity. We are happy in reducing the cost, and we are happy in reducing the customer call waiting time, and the customer is happy they could able to get the queries and issues resolved faster, right? So that's where we are talking about the incremental. And when it comes to the financial 30% of financial and variance analysis, this is more to do with the Copilot right within the Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations. Copilot Studio, it is generally available. I would recommend you to look at it. The various use cases, predominantly I have seen in the banks looking at, as a HR department as looking at the employee, how they can enable them without even raising a ticket, get the queries done. And the sales team would, sitting in front of the customer, looking for some information. It could be within the bank's offerings of the product, and the customer is comparing with the competitor's product. And the Copilot Studio can take the information right inside the organization about your product, take the competitor's comparison, and flash it to the sales guy to enable him with the better insights that what the customer is talking about and give the better clarity, right? So that's the Copilot that we are talking about it. And it delivers very conversational experiences to the customers. This is the set of connectors that we are talking about, which is like directly connecting without writing a code to connect with those set of systems of records and systems of applications across various systems that you have. We spoke about it. Copilot Studio specifically has been enabled across 45,000 companies globally. I would recommend you to experiment it or experience it right after this session with CompuSoft, our partner, is having the stall. Please see that, how it is enabling you. And coming to the way we are so far talking about helping you off-the-shelf Copilot applications right inside the Office solution and business application, then it comes that there are some areas where we constantly get a lot of business requirements of a custom development applications, which is not straightforward and available off-the-shelf applications or ISV solutions, right? So this is always a requirement as a backlog be coming up, right? Most of the time we prioritize only for the high impact, and we deprioritize because there's always a backlog for the CIO organization on set of ideas and to be done, set of automations to be done. So that's where if you see the midpoint where the low-code revolution is coming up as a citizen developer tool, and it's not just for the citizen developer, it's also for the pro-code community to fast-track their development activity. And the percentage of enterprise apps where low-code is playing a role, today we are talking about, we were talking about 25%, but as per the analyst predictions, it is going to be at 75%. Most of the custom applications in the organization by 2026, it's going to be on low-code, no-code applications, right? So that's where it's coming up, and it is truly enabling AI within these low-code applications is where we are trying to differentiate and help the customers. It's even the developer community, pro-code community, or a pure citizen developer, do not have any background of developing applications to writing a code. It's something that they can narrate the requirement, right? That I need an expense management application for my zonal office, for my regional office, specific to a contracting resources, and I would like to develop an application. If they can type this as a requirement to the Power Apps Copilot, it can write a coding at the back end. It can develop a database layer. You can add fields. You can have a feel and look and feel of it. If you like something on Figma that you like to bring those UI, UX, you can directly import it into the Power Apps. So this is enabling the, the business users having an idea to develop an application. Type your idea into Power Apps Copilot. The Copilot Power Apps embedded within the Power Apps can create these canvas applications for you. Yeah, and as a pro-code community, if you look at it, you can develop multiple reusable components and models with Power Apps Copilot and keep it ready. You don't need to spend much time on this rudimentary job. You can invest your time to solving much more complex problems for the organization, right? So that's the power of AI playing a role into the low-code, no-code platform. And we spoke about this. How do we customize and enable on the Copilot Studio? Power Apps, we are talking about it here. Again, in this stall what we have and the booth what we have from CompuSoft, please experiment this. Have an idea of what you're looking for to develop an application. Type it in the natural language in the Copilot in Power Apps, and it helps you to build the data model, and it helps you to build the logics of the application, and you can drag and drop and create a mobile-friendly, mobile-ready, and it's all to be safe because fundamentally, when you develop any Power Apps-based application, the Azure Active Directory, where you have defined most of your DLP policies, gets embedded into it, right? It helps you to secure. You don't need to redo any of the security feature of it, right? And it's a native mobile app. It's getting built. You don't need to redo for the mobile-facing applications. We're talking about the Power Automate side. What's the role of Power Automate? Again, as a business user, be it a finance guy, procurement person, or a persona from the HR, would like to automate some of the processes which they are repeatedly seeing as a manual task is happening. Just enable them with Power Automate and the Power Copilot within the Power Automate. If that persona types what they would like to automate, it writes the coding at the back end on its own. Right? It could be just an invoice processing, and if they once the automation, it creates a flow chart. It's easy for the business user whether the flow is right, and you need to edit it. At the end of the day, creating a flow alone doesn't stop. It has to get integrated with your ERP or any of the other systems. That's where the data connectors off the shelf help you. You don't need to write a coding on any of this automation area, right? So this is all about as truly we are bringing the citizen developer nature and enabling the Copilot and the AI right within the Power Automate. Power Pages, Power Apps is for the enterprise community, for the all employee-facing applications. When you want to expose these applications to your external stakeholders, that's where the Power Pages is coming in play. Again, there as well, we have embedded the, it could be in terms of generating the content, automating the requests coming from the vendors or the customers. All the external stakeholders facing applications can be fast-tracked and it can be given to the business users. Go and start developing it on Power Pages. The moment you are done, let me know if there is any support is required from the CIO organization to secure, to automate, to data access. Fundamentally, you don't need to worry because at the end of the day, everything is completely secure. The most of the control of the Power Platform is going to be with the CIO organization. And that's exactly we are talking about how the next generation of AI developers are going to be fast-tracked and how we can enable their productivity to be fast enough with low-code, no-code applications, and while enabling and empowering the business users as a citizen developer in the organization. Where we are from the future of Power Platform, from the low-code, no-code perspective, today we had gone and we have 300 million plus Power Apps and Power Platform community worldwide. And today we are talking about Power Platform plus the AI Copilot. And moving forward, it is going to be a team of Copilots which is going to work along with Power Platform makers, right? When we say team of Power Platform makers, it could be the Copilot is running along with the main developer as a data modeler, as an architect, or it could be the designer and the coder, right? So all that is being considered and where we would like to reach as the next phase. It's not that, developer community and the pro-code community will completely vanish. It's just that empowering the pro-code community to fast track what they are doing today and relieve some of the rudimentary jobs that they do, which the younger generation do not want to do a hard coding for a simple UI UX. They would like to see, I like something on Figma. Can I import? Answer is yes. Can I just create multiple components for my front page of the application? This is going to be across? Yes, just reuse that, right? But they would like to invest most of the time in solving the business challenges and complex processes. This is the whole suite of Microsoft Power Platform, where AI is enabled through the Copilots across Power BI, Power Apps, from our application development tool for both Canvas app and model-driven apps, from a simple to complex applications. Power Automate from a workflow, which comes with a complete RPA capability with a hyper-automation and the process mining and task mining as well. Copilot Studio, we spoke about it, which is the intelligent chatbot to enable across any channels to deliver better experience to your customers, and Power Pages for external stakeholders to have these applications. You don't need to redo what you have developed on Power Apps. You can expose and call it out for the external stakeholders as an application, right? So this is the whole suite. We spoke about it, and we saw how the sales persona, customer service, and finance across the Dynamics 365 ERP solutions as well, and that is as well, the Copilot is embedded right within that. So we are, every wave, we are releasing about 100 plus. Recently, we did a build conference. We have launched many of these new features, and we are going very fast because the request is coming from most of the customers. We have seen 4,500 organizations already on Copilot across the global and enterprise segment. And they are coming with more and more ideas. It's all just getting into the roadmap, and we are fast tracking. What it helps is you don't need to spend much time and effort in reinventing any of these models separately into your organization. You can cross-leverage it, from the readily available solutions from the Power Platform. So we spoke about this from an AI. And from the future of services perspective, we were talking about agents using the AI Copilot, how it can help to get the knowledge base, what they're looking for during the conversation. And also, the AI Copilot suggests that if that agent is not having the right knowledge, if they're looking for somebody as an SME in the organization, the Copilot Studio understands, and it suggests set of people that you can reach out during this call conversation with the customer, right? When that agent clicks that person, it automatically, the Copilot transforms the call conversation in the context to the person who is going to come and join with that agent. And he comes with the ready-made information, okay, this is the context in which the help is needed for the agent, right? So these are all as a feature we are talking about to empower the agents from the agent productivity and also deliver better experience to customer. What we are heading towards is that support agents and the Copilot is overseeing the teams of agents as an AI, right, engine. And it sees that where the call volume is more, where the people are spending more time, how do we optimize it? That's the next phase of where we are heading towards. So extending through the external, as a custom Copilot is where the Microsoft Copilot Studio is coming in play. And a lot more is coming every month. That's about it from my side. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, sir. I'll request you to please stay back. Would like to felicitate you. And I'll request Mr. Pawan from Tata Consumers to come forward and felicitate him.
Thank you. Thanks. Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much once again. Next up, we have a very interesting panel discussion coming in, but you have to allow us a minute to set up the stage. Thank you.